Example number 2, they want us to graph y is equal to negative 2, open brackets, x plus 1, close brackets, open brackets, x minus 3, close brackets. Now, we realize that the coefficient is negative, meaning that our curve is maximum, okay? But we said to graph, we are going to begin by obtaining the intercepts, okay? So we say for x-intercept, y is equal to 0. So we shall say 0 is equal to negative 2, x plus 1, then x minus 3. What does that mean? We are going to equate this bracket to 0. So we shall have negative 2 into x plus 1, everything is equal to 0. Now we can divide through by negative 2 first, meaning that we shall have x plus 1, this is equal to a 0. We transfer this 1 to the right. Remember, it is positive. When it crosses the equal signs, it is going to become a negative. So we shall have x equal to negative 1, implying that when x is negative 1, y is equal to a 0, okay? We also equate this bracket to 0, meaning that we shall have x minus 3, this is equal to a 0. We transfer this negative 3 to the right. Remember, the sign is negative, and when it crosses the equal signs, it is going to become a positive, implying that we shall have x is equal to a positive 3. So this is 3, and this is a 0, okay? Now, after we also said that we are going to obtain the vertex. And how do we get the vertex? We shall get negative 1 plus 3, everything divided by 8. Okay, negative 1 plus 3, we get a 2. 2 divided by 2, we get a 1, meaning that our x is equal to a 1. But now, don't forget, we said after getting the x value at the vertex, we have to obtain the y value at the vertex. And how do we obtain it? We say that we are going to always get this x is equal to 1. We substitute into our original equation. So we shall have y, this is equal to negative 2. Open up the brackets. So we get this 1. We substitute where there is x. So this is 1, then plus 1. Then we open up the brackets, 1 minus a 3. So y is equal to, this is negative 2 times 1 plus 1, we get a 2. Then 1 minus negative 3, we get a minus 2. So this is negative 2 times 2, that is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2, we get our y value as positive 8. Now we also said that we are going to obtain other values. And how do we obtain them? We agreed that from the vertex, we are going to move one step forward and then one step backwards. Now, if I move from here and I go one step backwards, I'm going to go to a 0, okay? And if I start from 1 and I move one step in front, I'm going to have a 2. What does that mean? We also need to obtain the value of y when x is 0 and the value of y when x is equal to a 2. So we shall have y, this is equal to, I'm going to begin with a 0. So this is negative 2 into 0 plus 1, then 0 minus a 3. So y value is negative 2 times 1 times negative 3. So negative 2 times 1, we get a negative 2. Negative 2 times a negative 3, we get y as a positive 6. Now, we also need to obtain the value of y when x is a positive 2. So we shall have y, this is equal to negative 2 into 2 plus a 1 into 2 minus a 3. So we shall have y, this is equal to negative 2 times 2 plus 1, that is a 3, times 2 minus 3, that is a negative 1. So negative 2 times 3, that is a negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 1, we get y as positive 6. Now, since we have the plotting values here, it implies that we are going to draw our x and y axis, then we graph. But before doing that, I emphasize this. We said when the coefficient on the first bracket is negative, then that means that our curve is going to be a maximum. Okay, so we draw the x and y axis, we demarcate and then label the axis. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, now let's plot. Remember, when x is negative 1, y is 0. So we shall find it at that point. When x is 0, y is positive 6, which is that point. When x is 1, y is found at 8. And when x is 2, y is found at 6. Around here. When x is 3, y is equal to a 0. What does that mean? This is our maximum point, and from the maximum, we are going to move like this, and then like this. Okay? So, we move like that. Again, we move like that. Now, as we are plotting and drawing the line, the curve, we must make sure that we use our free hands. I repeat, while drawing quadratic graphs, we use free hands. And the curve must be smooth. Okay? So, we label this is y equal to negative 2 into x plus 1, open brackets, x minus 3. Now, if they tell us to find the maximum point, it is going to be found at y is equal to 8. And if they tell us to find the axis of symmetry of this parabola, we get our ruler and then draw a line through this vertex. Okay, so it goes through x is equal to positive 1, implying that the equation of symmetry of this parabola is x is equal to 1. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video for more about mathematics.